All right, welcome back to the George Poulos Podcast. I hope you all had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I hope that you didn't get too triggered by your family. And if you did get triggered by your family, I hope that you were able to recognize those family members as your teacher in disguise, sent to the Thanksgiving table to trigger you intentionally so that you could get closer to awakening. Quick announcements before I ramble even more. I know that was super random, but in the last episode, I shouted out the Buddhism 101 course that was run by 3 Joules and the teacher of my meditation teacher training, Hector Marcel. That was super successful because I heard from a few people from this audience who joined the class, got a lot from it, had a heart-opening experience. I'm super grateful that some of you joined and had such a beautiful experience. I had a beautiful experience too. And there are 2 more opportunities. These are free or by donation Dharma opportunities. Tuesday the 28th at 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Buddhism 101. This year the girls are not getting angry ever again. And then Thursday, November 30th, Buddhism 101, Real Wisdom is Better Than Intelligence. So these are, again, free or by donation Dharma opportunities. And if you resonate with the journey I've been on this podcast, I can nearly promise you that you will resonate with these classes. The heart-opening experience I've had in meditation teacher training and soaking in kind of similar wisdom. And I can say that the first Buddhism 101, which was about loving everybody, is it possible to love everybody? There was a lot of overlap in that wisdom. So please, I invite you, come get a taste of what I'm experiencing at meditation teacher training. These are online classes on Zoom. There's probably going to be a breakout room, so maybe we'll be in the same breakout room. So just shouting that out. And then still running the merch sale. Today is Black Friday. 15% off all of my merch with code MEDITATE at georgepoulos.com/merch. No, sorry, georgepoulos.com/store. And what I'm going to be doing there is donating 50% of profits from the entire holiday sale to 3 Joules so that more people can get scholarships to Meditation Teacher Training 2024. Now, if you've noticed any sort of a shift or opening in me since I started this meditation teacher training, it is true. There has been a shift, and I can testify with certainty that as now I'm 8 weeks into this program. 8 weeks is all that is needed for a fundamental shift in the way that you see reality. You can completely change how you're seeing the world in a matter of 8 weeks, if not less. Just to compare and contrast where I was before I started this training and where I am now, I'm seeing an entirely new world through my own eyes. I made this analogy on an Instagram and a TikTok post, but meditation is like wiping your camera lens, if not changing the lens entirely. We're all looking at the world like this being that we kind of perceive to be behind the eyes is getting all of this input, all of this visual input, all of this sound input, all of this energetic input. And our brain is interpreting all of that and creating our reality. So in a way, we are looking through a lens. And for most of us, it's very dusty. It's very dirty. It's so dirty that it's convoluting everything we see. We are not seeing the world in front of us clearly. So we might see a lot of dreariness, a lot of depression, a lot of stress, a lot of scarcity. We're seeing that because our lens is freaking dirty as shit. When we meditate consistently, we start to clean that lens, dust by dust. One piece of dust at a time, we start cleaning that lens, and then suddenly this really vibrant, beautiful light shines through, and the same situation that was once very dreary and dismal, the same exact situation might become beautiful before your eyes. And this is the experience I'm having. I was really in a place with this. People laugh at me when I tell this story, but when I moved into this apartment, I freaked out, man. Like I thought First of all, I came into this apartment with high expectations that this was the answer for me, that moving was going to sort of fix all of these problems I was having. And when in a matter of weeks, it was clear that this apartment fixed absolutely nothing, all I did was change the scenery. I freaked, man. I was like, holy shit, I made a mistake. I'm in the wrong apartment. I'm in the wrong neighborhood. I'm in the wrong relationship. I was freaking out. Luckily, I took meditation teacher training. I got back into my personal practice of meditation. I was directly told the wisdom of karma and emptiness. And now I'm like, oh shit, my lens was dirty. Let me work on cleaning the lens with meditation practice and by attending meditation teacher training and gaining wisdom. And the more I clean my lens, the more I'm like, oh shit, this is beautiful. Like, my life is so beautiful. I was not seeing clearly before when I was getting into that depression and when I was getting attached to those darker stories. I simply had a cracked lens. My lens was broken. So I've been, for 8 to 9 weeks now, taking the time to clean that lens and also teaching others to clean that lens. So as part of our training, we teach meditation every week on Sunday. And I've also been taking opportunities wherever I can to teach in my life. So I've been guiding my partner in meditations. I guided my family in a meditation over Thanksgiving. So not only am I cleaning my own lens so that I can see the world more clearly, every time I gain an insight about removing one piece of dust from my lens so that I can see the world more clearly, I'm able to share that right away. And teaching is one of the best ways to learn. When you can have a revelation and it can be incredibly beautiful and profound, but then when you try to explain it to someone, you might realize you don't fully actually know what happened in a way that you can explain to others. So you have to search for those words. You have to actually formulate your experience in a way that is transmissible. And the process of what happens in your brain when you do that, it makes you actually start to grasp what it is that you actually experienced. Then you can share it with others. And when you share wisdom with others, you are planting really beautiful karmic seeds. You're planting wisdom in others, so you're helping others feel better. That's beautiful. So you're planting seeds for yourself to feel even better. You're also planting the seeds to receive more wisdom. So I'm loving the cycle that I found myself in. It really has been a full 180, and all it took was this little flip of mind. This little sidestep out of my stories and out of my limitation. And I've been really grasping at this feeling that, okay, when we have a problem, when we're faced with a limitation or a challenge, and it's really sticky and messy and complicated, and the knot is so tangled and it looks impossible to untie, it's like the tendency is to start to get into that knot and untie the pieces, and maybe in that process we try to backtrack because we think we made a mistake in tying the knot. The interesting thing is, I don't think you have to untie the knot. I think you can just keep walking past it. So I've been getting at this feeling like when I'm really caught up in this fear and limitation, and when I don't think I can show up in the way I want to, there's a way to take one singular step, one singular mental movement to the side. And suddenly I'm there. I'm fully there. I'm fully myself. I'm fully embodying my higher self. And it's like, whoa, was that always accessible? I'm sure the regular practice has something to do with the feeling of that accessibility, but it's really like, whoa, like, especially with the inner guide meditation I've been doing, if I find myself in a real sticky one and I'm getting real triggered, I can ask myself, okay, that diamond, that teacher that's sitting there in the center of my chest, are they here with me now? And if they are, what would they say? And what would they do? And even just taken a moment to ask that question changes your perspective on the whole situation that's triggering you. It's really, truly incredible. And the catch is very important. The catch is so important. It's one of the most important things because it means your awareness is developing. Like when you don't get unconsciously caught up in a story, when you have the catch where you're like, am I unconsciously caught up in a story? That is so beautiful. And that starts to happen more and more as you meditate. Because when you meditate, you catch the distractions. It's the same catch. You catch and return. You practice the catch and return. You habituate the catch and return. What you do on the meditation cushion is practice for the real game. The real game is this life. And it's the situations out and about with friends and family and partners and strangers and with money and social media. That's the real game. That's the real practice. The practice is life. It's life. You practice the catch and return. It's beautiful when you catch it. Because then, at the very least, you have the option to do nothing, to stop reacting, to stop planting the bad cycle. And then you can go into meditation and analyze and blah, blah, blah. And the best thing you can do, I think, is if you catch yourself and you are about to plant a bad seed, if you're about to react unconsciously, the best thing you can do is do the equal and opposite. Plant a beautiful seed. Do the most loving thing you can do in that situation. And that's very beautiful. So I'm kind of going to go into my usual updates about my personal meditation practice and my social media practice. So personal meditation practice, it has been more difficult. I was flying really high. I was like basically fast track to enlightenment. Just kidding. But I was really, really progressing and falling deep into every single meditation. But this week has been more difficult. So I've been ranking my meditations out of 10. I've had a bunch of 2.5 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 3.5 out of 10, just really having trouble to have a focused and disciplined sit. My mind would I couldn't even count up to 10 breaths. My mind would slip away without my awareness at all. And then I'd be like, what the fuck? Struggling to not go on my phone in the mornings before meditation. But just today or yesterday, things slowly started to pick back up. I remembered to celebrate when I caught myself after getting distracted, which brought a lot more joy and excitement and pleasure to the practice. That's really important, that subtle difference of being bummed out by how distracted you got versus celebrating when you notice the distraction. And that's really great positive reinforcement for your mind to continue to catch and to feel good when you catch and to celebrate when you catch. So that's a beautiful shift that I felt this week. And then sort of after things turned around from a lull to starting to get better and deeper into meditation again, I'm noticing it's picking up again. And I think the lesson for me here is it doesn't matter how quote unquote bad or distracted the sit was, you have to show up again the next day and you have to just try to work on the reasons that made it bad. So if I was very distracted in a meditation session, the next morning when I sit, I really try to set an intention. Okay, let me really try to focus. Let me really try to stay on my object during this session. Something else that helped me, now I like doing longer sessions. I've been going for 20 minutes, but there have been times where the idea of having to sit for 20 minutes was discouraging me. So I went a little bit easy on myself and I said, you know what, I'm just going to sit for as long as feels right. And some of those sessions were 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. I think I did a few of them like that. And it was nice to not feel like meditation was a drag, to give myself the grace, do a shorter session. So much better than nothing. Obviously, ideal would be I'm hitting that 20 minutes every time, but it felt perfect. So the insight here is I think allow yourself to see what you need to do and manipulate and change a little bit in order to keep the joyful effort of meditation alive. Because that flip in my brain, like, oh, I don't have to sit for 20 minutes, it made me surrender into the cushion more. And then although it was shorter, I had a more effective meditation and I was more excited to sit down the next time. So doing what you need to do to create that momentum and joy can be very beautifully beneficial. And then this morning or the previous morning, I had a beautiful session where the meditation was 20 minutes and it felt like nothing. So push through the lows. When you hit struggle with your practice, just keep going. And it's amazing when it starts to turn around again and you start to have better meditation sessions. It's really beautiful. So never let discouragement stop you. It's really important to keep practicing. Okay, like we're on an upward spiral here, so don't let your mind convince you that it's not working, because it's working. The benefits of even a very distracted meditation session, there are benefits and they are seeping into your day and they are helping you grow tremendously. It's one of the most important things you can do for yourself in your day. And then the last thing that I wanted to say about the personal meditation practice, which I'm not sure whether or not I've shared this with you already, but in our meditation teacher training, we were instructed to keep a meditation journal. So every time we finish our meditation, we journal about it. Basically, we write down what was our object, like what did we focus on? Was it the breath? Was it a teacher? Was it love, etc.? You write down what obstacles you faced. You write down the antidote to those obstacles. So if one of your obstacles was laziness, the antidote would be remember why you meditate, right? And then you'll reflect on your quality of mind. Were you super focused? Were you joyous? Were you distracted? Were you scattered, cloudy, etc., right? Your quality of mind. And then you write any other notes. So mine have just turned into kind of very open-ended journal entries, just very free-flowing, and I'll do that out of 10 rating. And the cool thing about the journal is you have a log of your practice. So now, for example, I have evidence. I've seen this string of days of really bad meditations, but then I saw that I got through it. So now when I'm faced with another bout of like unfocused, scattered meditations, I'll know, and I have evidence in my journal, keep going. It's going to turn around. They're going to get better. They're going to get more profound, more insightful, more beautiful, more focused, right? So the journal is a great way to kind of, 1, commit to the practice, 2, commit to your growth in the practice, and commit to staying with it through the ups and downs. So highly recommend a meditation journal. Okay, so that's kind of the update on my personal practice, and then I want to talk about social media because I've really been opening my heart on social media again, and it feels amazing. There's a beautiful sunset outside, by the way. Let me show you. So I've really been opening my heart on social media, not only by posting things that I'm kind of scared to post and just pushing through the fear and doing it anyway, but also in terms of interacting with other people's posts, sending likes, leaving nice comments, DMing people nice things, just supporting people. Also sharing posts to my story, just kind of letting the love flow out in many different ways on social media. It has been incredible. Like it's truly been incredible, if not life-changing. It's making it easier for me to show up with an open heart in my day-to-day life. It feels like I'm not hiding anymore. Sometimes I'll still notice that like I want to like and interact with someone's post, but my new story is that I've been on social media a lot. I've been liking and commenting on a lot of people's posts. If I like and comment on this person's post right now, they might think I'm weird for how much time I spend on social media, or they might think I'm stalking them or care too much about them. Bro, everyone needs love. Everyone needs love. It's such a stupid story, and it's so beautiful that I'm catching myself. I'll catch this story coming up, and I'm like, fuck that. And I like, and I comment, and I say the nice thing that I wanted to say. And, What a relief. What a relief. And it's in these little moments, this is the personal battleground. Wherever you feel that impulse to love, and then the egoic voice comes in trying to convince you to play it small, trying to convince you to keep hiding and to not show up. That's the battleground. That's where our expansion lies. And choosing love it's really, this is where you change your life. And you'll have this thing somewhere, and it might not look the way it looks for me, but you have it somewhere. And there's a part of you that knows, and you feel it when those moments arise. And I remember this, when I was faced with these moments 8 weeks ago, I would default to hiding. I would barely even notice the moment. But now that I'm habituating facing that moment with courage and choosing love, and I'm doing it over and over again, the moment is becoming more obvious. I'll be scrolling on social media and I'll want to show love to someone, and I'll see this story, and the awareness is it's abundantly clear. And I'm like, oh, I have a choice here. Let me choose love, because that's what I've been doing, and it's getting easier. And I have a vision of, at some point, that being my default. There won't even be a question. It would just be love, love, love. Everywhere, everyone, love. Heart is completely open. Heart doesn't want to close. I see that as a possibility, and I see that the path involves facing those moments when they arise. And all it is showing up. All it is showing up with an open heart. It's so much bigger than social media, but you can practice there. You can practice there. Okay, that seems to be all that wants to come out for this episode, so I hope you got something valuable from this. I hope you had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I love you. I think I forgot to say that at the beginning. Beautiful. I love you. I love you. I can't wait to see you next week. I'm really happy. Please meditate. Please meditate today. Okay, I love you. Bye.